Good afternoon. Today I actually have a sketch before painting. I knew I wanted to paint something ocean inspired. So I've got a little collection. I'm going to start with this starfish. I've got a couple of fish, a shell, some kelp, and coral. So I know I want this one to be on the orange side, like a orange into brown. So a little wet into wet here. And then a little bit of a lighter center. And that'll be my background wash for that. Tapping in just a little extra orange. Okay. So that's it for that one. I'm going to move down to this fish. I think I'm going to go with blue, some blue in this. And start around the eye. Make that more of a dark color over there. Pull that color out. More turquoise color I'm going to have go up here. I'm already really liking how this is turning out. Thank you, Angie. Get it nice and dark as we transition into the tail. Trying to reserve some white space in there. I'm wondering if I want to do any more taps of color. I think okay. I think I'm okay with him for right now. I think since that's drying, I'll work on the shell. I think I want this one to tie in with the orange a bit, so like an orange and brown here. So first I'll just do that light yellow beige color that I have in the center. I'll just put that on everything. Tried to pick up some of the pencil. Thank you, Angie. I already like that natural gradient look over here, so I'm going to make this a little bit more saturated. Oh, you're just starting. This is almost to the day, my 5-year anniversary of painting with watercolors. It is a super fun way to relax and de-stress after a day of work. At least that's what I use it for. Just fun to watch the watercolor do its thing. Okay. Thinking about what color I want here. I actually have this. I stole this from my fiance. 500 freshwater aquarium fish. That's what I'm just using for like color inspiration of what do I want in there. So that for fish shapes and color inspiration. Like I could see myself painting these just on their own as a cluster at some point. They're so cute. Yeah, just giving it a quick flip through to see what goes with the colors that I have so far. If there's anything that jumps out to me. Sometimes I'll just stick with a few colors for the whole thing. So I know I want to do maybe a purpley blue, maybe purple down here. Just still thinking it through for the coral. So maybe leaning purple up here for that. Okay. I think I've got it. All right. I'll go with purple. might add some color down the back. Yeah, that's the beauty, I think, of loose watercolor. I don't really do much. It's the water and the brush working together. I do want to tap some color in this. Oh, that's wet. I was going to add more purple to that, but I really like that. Let's see. More purple for the bits over here. Hi, Elizabeth. Okay. I see Claudia, you're here today. Hello. And then I'm going to go with a much darker looking mouth. Maybe a little tiny bit of a whisker situation going on. Thinking about my plecos downstairs. All right, I like that. A little bit more where they're connecting. Oh, my wedding is in October. Thank you for asking. I'm on my summer break from work, and we're at the point where I really don't have much planning left to do anymore. Okay, I love that two-color situation. Okay. I'm going to add that purple to this. So I want this a little bit darker. I've got another purple situation going on with my Aloha watercolor. So I'll start down here. Kind of do my main branches. Where I want it to go. I do have my sketch, but I'm also trying not to be so particular about where I want it to go. If I see something that I like a little bit more where the brush goes, I'm okay with it. It's a little bit thicker, that's okay. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm tapping in that same sort of pinky purple. So when it dries, I think you'll see it a little bit more. Okay. I like that. So I've got my little kelp situation over here. You don't want it just green. I think a bluish green would look nice. Just doing some mixing in my palette over here to get the green that I'm looking for. Something like that. That leans blue, but that's fine. Okay. And this is, again, going to be pretty loose and quick. I think I'm happy with that. A little bit more work in this shell, and then back to the starfish for a second detail layer. Okay. Now I'm going to add some of that brown into the orange. Give this some detail. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that for right now. Starfish. I'm thinking some dots along the legs for that. Maybe the brown. I think I want to just jazz this up, add a little texture. Just dotting in some of that same brown that I put in there. Now with a wet brush, kind of breaking those dots up. And I'll go in with another layer of that brown down in here, just to darken it up. Okay, I still have to do the eye over here. I'm going to go down to my size 2 for that. I'm going to do this in 2 steps. I'm going to do the yellowish ring around first. I actually went back to the book on this just to kind of see what the eyes were looking like. So I'll do the black once that dries. Okay. This guy needs some eyes though. It's one of the few times I'll break out my black watercolor. Bumblebees and eyeballs. Okay. Close enough on that. I really like how that color spread on his body, so I don't really need to do any sort of texture like I did here. But I might want to do some dabbing on this one. So I'm going to get my same dark blue, my small brush, and tabs on his kind of belly area, maybe into here, and I'll add some water to soften those up. I'm liking that. I'm going to carry this blue up here, kind of define the little fringe up here. And here. Okay, something like that. Thank you, Daisy Jane. I don't paint fish too often, but I really enjoy it when I do. So I guess I should do it more. Just softening it a tiny bit there. I really like how that looks. You know what would look really good here? Metallic blue, a little bit of metallic blue, and then I could do a little bit of metallic blue in the bubbles that I want, and maybe in places here, and maybe just in there. So I think that's going to be my last step. Let me put his little black lips on. There we go. Found my black. Next step. Go. What type of paper are you using? I'm using Bauhung. Here, let me just show you the cover. Academy watercolor pad. It's one of my favorites. I like the cold press that's more textured. It's a smaller pad, but this one just gives me more room when I'm making a bigger composition. I think I have the smaller one right here, actually. This is my favorite paper, still Bauhung, but it's just more textured. You could see it right there. You can just see the texture of the paper there. And this one is a little bit more subtle. Is it 300 GSM? Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my repeat buy. Every time I run out, I gotta get more. Metallic blue. Okay, I've got a lot of metallics blue, so let's do a little comparison. I got Forever Winter, which actually makes a nice tropical blue. Round Trip. I don't think I've ever used that one. Of course, there's Deep Sea, but that looks a little too dark blue from what I'm looking for. This one might be better. This one's a little more subtle. There's almost a purple duochrome action that you can only see on the edges here. I don't know if it's actually picking it up, but I could see it in person. There's Aruba. I think I'm going to go with Pacific Blue. I've used that before. I really like it. KMS Watercolor has my favorite metallic paints. I know there's a lot of people out there doing metallic watercolor, but I don't know, something about like how opaque it is. You can make it translucent. I love her golds specifically. Just thinking about it, I want to add it to here. Oh, a little bit of gold on the dots would look really cute. Okay, I might have to do that. All right, starting with the blue that I want to do. All right. Kind of want to do the same sort of pattern. It could almost be like scales, actually, like little, I don't know, just do dots, I think, and then I'll add some water and spread that shimmer a bit. This is exactly what I would do for a hummingbird. I might do the whole thing in regular watercolor and then add some metallic details. But a little bit too much, so I want to lift some of that off. Now he's gonna sparkle. Okay, that blue in just some places along the kelp. Yeah, it's one of the fun things that I like to add at the end of a painting, the metallic detail. Not everything, but some gold in the centers of florals or on the edges. Maria, you haven't seen me live in a long time. Love the ocean creatures. Thank you. I've tried to be a little bit more consistent, at least like once a week here. No real schedule, but I am on a schedule over on Instagram. I've got a summer watercolor series that I'm working on with Aduma of the Lavish Brush. You can find her here. If you don't know who I'm talking about, she creates amazing watercolor pieces, a little bit more detailed than me. Her birds, amazing. Yes, go check out Aduma. We're doing a summer series. It's pretty much Thursdays in the morning, around 11 Eastern, that we've kind of found our groove. So she creates these beautiful templates that we can share, and you can paint along or just get inspired and paint what we're painting. So we did a cute little ice cream truck. What else have we done? A little bikini on a clothesline with a little plant. It was really cute. A fruit and floral wreath. We've got an ocean scene coming up next week. So any of the past lives you can go check out, and if you wanted to paint along, you could. So little subtle sparkle in some of those kelpie bits. Yes, diversifying. I would be afraid of painting some of the things that we've done by myself, just because it's either not my subject or too detailed or something like that. But she makes it fun. I say she's my watercolor bestie. Excuse me. This feels almost like painting a petal. This is definitely gonna surprise my fiance when he comes home. We were talking about what I was gonna paint later, and I was like, oh, some florals probably. Okay. That's a cutie. I don't have to do anything to him. I'm gonna do the gold. Thank you so much, Maria. I really want to do more fish. Yeah. I painted a discus fish. It's one of those sort of big flat ones that's got a really cool design on it. Let me see if I can find it in this book real quick. I'm sure if you see a picture, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, I painted that for Aloha Watercolor. She was doing a challenge, and I cannot find the discus fish in this. It was really fun. This guy's cute. I want to do him. It's kind of the same pattern. So I think in the maybe I'm not in the same section. I already showed you guys this one. Definitely want to paint him. Yeah, you could just work through this book. So many cute guys. Even the minnow, right? That's what I'm going through right now. I don't know if I can spot the discus fish. He'd be like, oh, you're gonna go in this section. Might be. Look at those fins, right? I don't think they're this far down in here. Okay. I'll use the index at the end, but let me do my gold since I got my brush ready. Let's see, just maybe right on top. See, I wasn't exactly sure how I'd do it, but I love this. I'm gonna try and keep the brown ring around it, but oh, gorgeous. And then I'm gonna do the bubbles, and then I think I'm done. I think that's all of them. Yay. All right. Bubbles. I'm gonna use that same blue. I like that bubble. Okay, I'm gonna try and replicate that. Very saturated metallic blue all the way around. Add in some water, leaving that white space. to lift a little bit there. Hi, RJ. How was your summer? As a former student. Going very good. Hope you're having a good one. I am. Thank you. Thank you, Courtney. Couple more bubbles. I kind of want to add some texture, something to the starfish, but maybe later. I'll come back and see if I want to add anything later. But this was really fun. Normally I just paint without a plan, but because I knew I wanted something ocean inspired, I just did a couple of little sketches and then decided colors on a whim. There we go. I love this. You could outline him and add the little feet on the starfish. That's what I was thinking, some like border on him. Yeah. Even maybe little gold grippies. Yeah. I think that's a great idea. I do have a metallic purple that I could do. This jellyfish down here. I could do just a couple dots on the underside of some of these. But I think that's a long enough live if you've been here from the beginning. We've been here almost a half an hour. Yeah. Yes. More metallic details, right? So thank you for joining me. I really enjoyed this session. I'll be back, let's see, tomorrow earlier in the day. I think around 10 or 11 Eastern, I'll have some free time. So I'll be back tomorrow. I don't think I'll be doing anything as detailed as this, but if you want to give me a suggestion as to what to paint, I'll consider it. I'll sleep on it. So give me your ideas before I end the live. Let me start putting away some of my brushes. And look at those. They look perfect for another ocean piece. The ones I haven't used, algae, sugar high. Any other ocean critter that you think I should have added that I should look at tomorrow? Make something else. Oh, sunset over the ocean. That looks like next week's theme with Aduma that we're gonna paint. We were thinking a little ocean beach painting, but we'll have a template for that. So I don't know if it's sunset, but maybe after I paint that. Discus. That's on 100. Oh, there we go. Here's some discus fish that I was talking about. So I painted some guy that looked like that, kind of these markings. I think this was my inspo pick. So maybe different pattern on this guy. Ooh, a big jellyfish. I love that idea. I'll use jellyfish on jellyfish, that paint. Okay, I love it. I'll do some jellyfish piece tomorrow. Excellent. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow morning to paint some more. Bye, everyone.